After watching first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I was hoping that creators will continue with the high-quality storytelling for the next adventures of Miles Morales in the future, and now we can finally be part of it. Why I like this story and character so much? Is the sequel as good as the first part, or did the creators outdid themselves and the second part is even better? Let's see. Today we are talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I'm not surprised that this film met with such positive reviews and feedbacks, as it uses all the strengths of the first one and adds to them many great aspects that works just perfectly. The characters were well written and the dialogues kept me entertained through the whole story. To avoid a disappointment at the end of the film, it's good to say right at the beginning that if you are expecting the conclusion of the story in this movie, that's not going to happen, and the film gradually builds up to something that will be revealed in the third and probably final part, which has the potential to be a wonderful audiovisual art. I also like that the opening of the film shows the world through the Gwen Stacy's eyes, and we can look at the classic Spider-Man story from the fresh, alternative reality. It's a breath of fresh air into the endless reworkings of Spider-Man's story over the last 20 years, where we have been getting the same thing over and over again with the minor changes. For me, the dynamic between Miles and Gwen is just charming, and their time together on a screen was extremely enjoyable. Besides this, the film took a second breath when all the Spider-Man meet in the Central, and the plot got a new direction which made you a bit more involved in the story. The plot is overall interesting, and although it has become more complex over time, it is still easy to follow even after more than 2 hours. It is an adequate sequel which certainly doesn't lower the bar, but on the contrary it raises it even higher thanks to the complexity of the story, graphic animation and lots of fun. That's why the third sequel will have a lot to do in order to stay on the wave of high quality set by these two films. The visuals are a chapter in itself and could be talked about for a very long time because it's an absolutely brilliant piece of art. If you are a fan of comics or art in general, this could be very easily the movie of the year for you, because the visuals are even more on the edge compared to the first one. Thanks to that, this alone is enough to watch the film, but the story has much more to offer than just breathtaking action scenes with the gorgeous visuals that make you say, wow, that's quite something. Thanks to the fact that the graphics change every once in a while, it grabs your attention during the whole 2 hours. Even in some moments I had the impression that the authors deliberately used such extreme visuals to attract the young generation that grows up on TikTok and their attention is quite distracted. It's also true that primary strength of the film, apart from the graphic design, is certainly in its originality. This is not common in blockbusters, but at the same time, creativity was not pushed to such an extreme that it was overkill, like for example in Boys Afraid. Spider-Man hits the sweet spot for common viewer who wants to enjoy perfect animated movie, have fun, and also relax a little bit. The cornerstone of the story is also great humor. There are plenty of jokes and they work really well, as a Spider-Man is set up in the context of year 2023, when his behavior is a part of the trends of the young generation and their worldview. But if I have something to point out, maybe the length of the film could have been shortened a bit at the expense of the Miles story in the first third of the movie. Speaking of which, the music was also quite better in the first one, but that's just small details that doesn't detract from the overall good movie, along with all the quality aspects that it has. It's also true that the amount of Spider-Man was overwhelming in some moments, but the level of mess was still much lower than, for example, in the movie Everything's Everywhere All at Once. Although it may be too long for a children, the average adult should be able to keep their attention for 2 hours more or less without problems, thanks to the fact that we currently live in a world where every new blockbuster movie length is somewhere between 2 and 4 hours. The ending of the film was original as it should be, and it used very well potential of the multiverse theme. If you like comic books, this is probably must-see for you. It's also safe to say that it ended on the high note and we can look forward to hopefully a great sequel. To sum it up, absolutely amazing graphics, working dialogues, and quality story gives the film a strong atmosphere. The new Spider-Man is an awesome movie that can become a classic, and if authors will manage to finish this film series on a high note, it can be material to which we will happily return to rewatch many times in the future. So, what do you think about this piece of art? Do you like it more than the first movie? Or it was quite similar for you and you did expect more from the sequel? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, you will probably also like my other videos on this channel, so if you subscribe for fresh young channel, it will be much appreciated. But anyway, thank you for your time and have a great day.